Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 6. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories. A look at one of the largest homeless encampments in Bakersfield, what community members living near the area are demanding tonight. And the family of a local attorney killed in 2017 now suing the parent company of the dating app the attorney used to meet his alleged killer. Details on what the lawsuit is claiming. Allison?
And winds will be increasing significantly overnight. I have more details on a wind advisory when 23 ABC News at 6 starts right now.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. It has grown to be one of the largest homeless encampments in Bakersfield, yet for months on end, it's not cleaned up or maintained. We're going to get to that story in just a moment, but first tonight, a wrongful death lawsuit has been filed against the parent company of a dating app in connection with the stabbing death of a local attorney who met his alleged killer on the app in 2017. Filed last month by the mother of attorney Marcos Vargas, the suit alleges operators of the MeetMe app, despite their advertising and claims to the public, failed to properly screen users. It claims had Vargas known the true risks and dangers of the app, he never would have used it to reach out to the suspect, Nicholas Quintana, who had pending assault and child cruelty charges at the time the two met online. Now the lawsuit seeks damages in the amount to be determined at trial. The Vargas suit is one of a number of legal actions being taken against the app's parent company, the Meet Group. According to the Washington Post, the company is the subject of lawsuits for allegedly enabling sexual predators to target minors. Quintana is due in court tomorrow for a hearing to see if attorneys are ready to proceed with a trial next month. The next hearing in the wrongful death lawsuit is scheduled for June 1st of next year. You can read the full lawsuit on our website, turn23.com. The Kern County Sheriff's Office has announced an arrest in a homicide case from last week at a Motel 6. KCSO says they have taken 29-year-old Jose Chavez into custody for murder and attempted murder at the Motel 6 on Brundage Lane on December 12th. The man who was killed has been identified as 30-year-old Daniel Gill. If you have any information, you're asked to contact KCSO at 861-3110. A Bakersfield doctor has been placed on probation by the Medical Board of California. Dr. Martha Madrid, listed with a Bakersfield address, was placed on 5 years probation by the board effective Friday at 5 p.m. The report states that Dr. Madrid made no admissions of wrongdoing, but was charged with several violations, including creating false medical records with fraudulent intent. Dr. Madrid will also be suspended for 15 days beginning on December 29th. We reached out to Madrid's office, and neither her nor a representative from her office wanted to comment on the allegations. New information tonight. Kern County saw fewer child deaths last year compared to 2017, according to the new 2018 Child Death Review Report. The report, conducted by the county's Child Death Review team, shows 46 children died in the county last year, a reduction from 50 in 2017. 19 of the deaths were ruled accidental. Most of them were from blunt force trauma, while 8 have been determined to be homicides. There were also 4 suicides, 4 natural deaths, 9 undetermined deaths, as well as 2 whose manners of death are still pending. The undetermined deaths have been mostly attributed to sudden infant death syndrome. The Child Death Review team, made up of individuals from several agencies across the county, made several recommendations in their report, including one asking the county to increase awareness and education about the relationship between unsafe sleeping environments and SIDS deaths. The report will be presented to the Kern County Board of Supervisors during their meeting scheduled for tomorrow. We want to turn now to our other top story. Residents in a neighborhood near Kentucky Street and Mount Vernon Avenue continue to complain about the filth and disruption caused by the encampments. 23 ABC's Bayan Wang spent the day in that community and spoke to public officials to learn why cleanup efforts are nearly absent. He joins us live near the encampments now. Bayan?
And Jessica, first I want to say a lot of community members that I spoke to here are just their frustration is going through the roof. We're on the outskirts of this homeless encampment, and let me just step out of the way for a second so you can see kind of what they're talking about. This is an overwhelming amount of trash just at the brinks of the homeless encampment here. And also another thing community members were telling me was the public safety hazards here. You could see just in the right corner there a fire that some homeless individuals started. Community members here say this is a nightly thing. It's getting colder, there's more campfires, and there's more trees catching on fire as a result. The fire department officials responding here frequently to put out fires that catch on trash, that catch on trees. And the most daunting reality about their situation here is that city and county officials can't do anything about this area. Of course, the city has a rapid response team, but that's within city jurisdiction. And county officials say that this is Union Pacific Railroad property. It's private property, and they can't do anything about it.
On the other side of the fence is a bunch of homeless people, lots and lots of trash.
I don't know any of these people, but they come and they go, and there's more now than there ever was before.
Residents say this homeless encampment near Mount Vernon Avenue and Kentucky Street has been a plague growing in their community in recent years. Drugs and trash are predominant. Homeless individuals there do as they please. And county officials say there's nothing they can do about it because it's on private property owned by the Union Pacific Railroad.
Local jurisdictions have no authority over railroad property, and it is a liability for local jurisdictions if they do enter properties where they have no jurisdiction.
23 ABC News reached out to Union Pacific about the issue, and they said in part, this location has been the subject of cleanup activities in the past, but continues to experience trespassing, unlawful encampments, dumping, graffiti, and other illegal activities by third parties, despite UP's efforts. We asked about what those efforts were exactly, and a company spokesman replied, saying they cleaned up the area once back in July of this year.
They cleaned it out once and they all came back.
July was that was like 4 months ago that they kicked everybody out. And then it just got way worse ever since then.
Ever since then, not a single cleanup in that area. Union Pacific told 23 ABC News that homelessness requires more than one party to help out, adding that they welcome city and county engagement. But that doesn't seem to be the case, according to County Code Compliance Supervisor Al Rojas.
Union Pacific has never asked Kern County Code Compliance to clean up that property, correct?
We asked Union Pacific if they can provide any other dates of cleanup efforts besides the single time in July. They said they have no information of other dates.
As residents, other residents can say, hey, your yard looks like crap, do something about it, or get fined. So I feel like it should be the same thing for the railroad company.
Certainly a lot of frustration there, and we're learning that the issues with Union Pacific maintaining their private property where homeless encampments are, it's not just an issue here. Actually, in Santa Ana, there was a recent threat from the local government there to sue Union Pacific before they were prompted to come down and clean the railroad tracks. There's also an incident up in Fresno where their local government had to pressure them to come and clean their railroad tracks as well. The encampment's off from that stretch. So the community here still wondering what's going to happen. Union Pacific told me that their next planned cleaning for this area, at least, is in the first quarter of 2020. For now, live in East Bakersfield, Bayan Wang, 23 ABC, connecting you.
All right, Bayan, thanks for that. Well, this time of year, you may be looking to go somewhere warm, but don't waste your money on vacation deals that are too good to be true. Be wary of travel scams around Christmas time. Be careful of unsolicited email offers, especially ones that say you've won a luxury vacation, or companies that offer free vacations, then pressure you to buy extras or add-ons or to verify your identity with a credit card number. There are also reports of ads on Facebook from companies offering steeply discounted vacations if people sit through timeshare presentations.
It was a 3-day, 2-night stay at Summer Bay in Orlando with a free cruise.
For how much?
$99. Guess what? Never received it.
If possible, it is best to use a credit card for your travel spending in case you need to dispute any charges. Always research the company, ask for references, and search for any online complaints. And when booking trips, make sure you know the cancellation policies and check for extra costs like resort fees and taxes.
Well, temperatures were right on track with seasonal today here in Bakersfield. We had a high of 57 degrees, average for this time of year 56. But we have already dropped 10 degrees since that high this afternoon in those upper 40s. But high pressure has been moving into the region, so we have been seeing those slowly clearing skies throughout the afternoon. Some clouds moving on in as we head into the evening hours, and that will be the case for your Tuesday. As for right now, we are seeing those 40s here in Bakersfield, but overnight lows going to to be dipping into the 30s, 38 degrees. Some areas in the valley could be tracking some early morning frost, so that's something that we will be keeping an eye on. But high pressure is going to be moving off to our east, but will be bringing wraparound winds strong in the Kern County mountains and for even us here in Bakersfield. I have more details on what that means for a wind advisory coming up next.